Welcome
to Cacti 7. Can you beat Minecraft on a single blacksmith house, stranded in the middle of the sky? That's it, that's all you get. You have access to cobblestone, lava, wood, and this blacksmith chest. With only these limited resources, how far can we actually get, and can we beat the Ender Dragon? Okay, wait, how did we even get here? Why am I doing this? Before I get too ahead of myself, let me give a little context. See, not too long ago, I was craving to play some good old Minecraft. I booted up a normal survival world, and I tasked myself to kill the dragon. But as I kept playing, a horrifying realization dawned onto me. I began to realize that survival was for casuals, and I am no casual. That's when I remembered Skyblock, the challenge where you're stranded on an island with nothing but a tree, an ice block, and a lava bucket. I was going to attempt this until I remembered that Skyblock was also for casuals, and I am no fucking casual. So then I put my thinking caps on. What's a fun challenge that will stimulate my dopamine receptors? I thought and thought and thought until the perfect idea hit me in the face. And that's how we got here today. So with that being said, once again, I have to ask the question, can you beat Minecraft on a single blacksmith house? Let the challenge begin. Okay, so we're stuck on this house now. What can we even do? Well, break the wood attached to this house. Use that wood to make some tools. Deconstruct this entire house for some stone. And now what? Well, we need to reach the end, which means we need an ender eye. And to get ender eyes, we need pearls and blaze powder. Getting ender pearls is light work, no reaction. But getting blaze powder... oh no. Blazes spawn in the nether, which means we need to go to the nether. To go to the nether, you need a nether portal. To build a nether portal, you need obsidian. How do I get obsidian? Oh yeah, that's right. The blacksmith chest. Shit. The blacksmith chest did not give me any obsidian, but that's okay, because it gave me a diamond horse armor. Thank you, Minecraft. Alright, it's okay. Fuck that blacksmith chest. There's another way to get obsidian, and that is through combining lava and water. But a couple of issues with that. Where do I get water? Oh right, water comes from rain. We can wait for a rainstorm to pour over this island, collect all that rainwater with a cauldron, scoop it up with a bucket, and boom, we have a water bucket. But to get a cauldron and a bucket, we need iron. I don't know if you noticed, but getting iron isn't exactly the easiest task. It's not like we can just go mining for iron when we're in the sky. So, how exactly do we get iron? Oh right, the blacksmith chest. Oh. I forgot. Our terrible luck blesses us with no iron in the blacksmith chest. So once again, how do we get... wait. Zombies have a 2.5% chance of dropping an iron when killed. That drop rate is atrocious. To make a cauldron and a bucket, I need a 10 iron. So if I did the math correctly, the expected number of zombies I have to kill to get 10 iron is 400 zombies. Or in other words, a lot of zombies. So I began work on a mob spawning platform. This is where our zombies are gonna spawn. Next thing I do is wait. We got our first zombie. I started punching all the zombies on the platform, but there was a slight issue. Zombies spawn, don't get me wrong, but so do skeletons. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm playing on hardcore. We have to restart now. Spawn onto the house, make some tools, break down every inch and square of the house, fill out a job application, continue building a mob spawning platform, and... let's try again. So I built a mob spawning platform again, and then I waited. And waited. And waited. But the mobs weren't spawning. After an entire night of grinding, this was all I got. Yeah, that's not a whole lot. Clearly, this platform was not generating mobs fast enough. Or at least not fast enough to get 400 zombies. What I needed was a mob grinder. A mob grinder is basically a cage in the sky that produces mobs inside. All these mobs fall into a central hole where you can go collect all their juicy items. One small issue though, to build a mob grinder, we need a lot of blocks. We don't have a lot of blocks. See, on Sky Blacksmith, nothing is renewable. We don't have access to a cobblestone generator, we don't have access to trees, so all the blocks we currently have are the only blocks we're ever gonna have. You lose one to the void, well, it's gone forever now. So how exactly do we build a mob grinder with only these blocks? The answer is slabs. See, if we turn all our oak planks into oak slabs and then cobblestone into cobblestone slabs, we can effectively double our blocks. One quirky feature about slabs is that they can't combine. So if we stack up, changing between oak and stone slabs, we can go up the same distance with half the material. So I got right to work, but before I knew it, it was night. That means it's time to slay some zombies. I made myself a little waiting spot and I waited for mobs to spawn. And the mobs, they started spawning. Just not the ones I wanted. Stupid fucking phantoms. Screw up. I'm not scared of you. Ah! Bro, what? Stop. Please don't do this to me right now, man. Oh no, they're still there. They're still there. Oh my god, food. How poor are we? Yeah, it's not giving me any health. Oh! Ah! No. If I eat this, do I get a health? Do I get health? One health. Ooh, I got half a heart. You know what? I'll take it at this point. The Enderman's not wandering to the... Oh shit! I got harassed by an Enderman I didn't even look at. That means I have to restart again. And we're back in business. Now where was I? Oh right, we need to build a mob grinder. First we gotta find a place to build our mouse platform. And here it is, the Walmart version of a mob grinder. Here's how it works. At the top of the mob farm, we have a platform made out of slabs. This is where our zombies are gonna spawn. After they spawn, they're gonna walk into this hole where they get funneled down, and yeah. But how can we guarantee that the mobs fall into this hole? Good question. Normally, this is done using water. Water streams will be placed at the end of the mob farm like this, where the mobs will fall into it, and then get pushed into the hole. But we don't have water. That's kind of why I'm doing this whole thing in the first place. So instead, we're gonna use a different mechanic to get the mobs into the hole. This mechanic is called wandering. You might have noticed that mobs sometimes like to wander around aimlessly. Well, as it turns out, it's not aimless. When mobs choose to wander around, they pick a random solid block and walk over there. The only condition though is that the block has to be a solid whole block. So hypothetically, if I make my whole mob farm out of slabs and stairs, which aren't whole solid blocks, then the mobs that spawn here will have nowhere to wander to. That's where we place a bunch of whole blocks right behind this trapdoor. So when the mobs do decide to wander, they'll walk straight into the hole and get funneled to me. So that's how that works. All we have to do now is, well, we have to wait. I don't think it works. Those of you that were more observant might have noticed that this mob farm looks a little incomplete. We do not have complete walls, we do not have complete roofs. This is all thanks to poverty. You see, with the limited resources I was given, this was all I was able to build. And with this design, there's a few drawbacks. For one, this mob farm only works at night because during the day, this happens. Second, the spawning platform just isn't that big, so the mobs are gonna spawn very slowly. Nonetheless, I took a deep breath, grabbed myself a fresh cup of rotten flesh, and began the grind. After 4 whole hours, 4 entire fucking hours of button clicking later, I finally got 10 iron. Except I didn't. I got 1. These mobs don't just spawn slowly, they spawn astronomically, bombastically slowly. Getting 10 iron under these conditions would take longer than waiting for the heat death of the universe. And I'm not waiting that long, so let's do something else. What though? Wait, that's right. Trees. Trees can give us unlimited wood, and with unlimited wood, we can actually expand our mob farm. And with an expanded mob farm, it might actually be functional and get us 10 iron before the heat death of the universe. Okay, how do we get trees though? Well, trees come from saplings, and how do we get that? Oh right, the blacksmith shop. What the helly? The blacksmith chest does not have any saplings. So, now what? Well, when I was farming mobs in the mob grinder, I decided to check up on the mob spawning platform, and when I arrived, I found this guy. Ooh, what the? A wandering trader. Wandering traders sell saplings for 5 emeralds. Wait, 5 How do we get emeralds? Oh right, villagers. I almost forgot, you can trade with villagers to get emeralds. Specifically, we can trade wheat with farmer villagers to get emeralds. So here's the game plan. I'm gonna use all the bones I got from killing the skeletons to make some bone meal. Then I'm gonna bone meal these grass blocks to get some grass. I'm gonna break all this grass, and now we have seeds. Now craft a hoe, make some farmland, and mass produce wheat. Now for the other side of the equation. To get a farmer villager, we need a villager and a composter. A composter can be made with wood slabs, and you already know, we got plenty of wood slabs. Alright, but how do we spawn a villager? The answer is zombie villagers. Every so often when zombies spawn, some of them spawn deformed as zombie villagers.
Come here, boy!
All we need to do is kidnap them and heal the zombie villager using a weakness potion and a golden apple. Golden apples come from apples. How do we get an apple? Oh right, the black... Alright, I know what you're thinking. I'm also thinking the same thing. Apples come from trees. Trees come from saplings. I guess I'll just go kill myself. We're stuck. If I wanted to progress any further on Skyblocksmith, I would need emeralds, and as far as I can tell, that's not possible to get. But I can't just give up now. I spent way too much time in this world. The sunk cost fallacy just wouldn't allow it. So I decided to do some research. I went to the Minecraft wiki to read about emeralds, and I found something that shocked me. Foxes. Yes, of all things, foxes have a 1% chance of having an emerald in their mouth. Excuse me? What? I genuinely had no idea. Was this always a thing? What? Anyways, this is good news for us. We actually have a way to get an emerald. All we have to do is spawn a fox. But just exactly how do we spawn a fox? Listen up. First things first, foxes only spawn in taiga biomes. We are in a taiga biome. So, check. Next, foxes can spawn on snow. We have snow. That means we can spawn foxes here. Now foxes are gonna spawn very infrequently, and I don't want to be at my computer every time it spawns. That's cringe. What I need is an automatic fox farm. But how do I make one? Well, we don't even need to make a separate farm for this. Instead, we can transform our current mob grinder into a fox farm with just a few adjustments. Also, we can't make a separate farm, cause we're poor. When a fox spawns onto this platform, it's also gonna wander into this hole because it's dumb. When it falls into the hole, it's gonna die of fall damage and drop whatever it was holding in its mouth. All I have to do is stand at the bottom of this hole and collect the loot. Okay, that's cool and all, but how do we prevent hostile mobs from falling in? Good question. The answer is trapdoors. What I'm gonna do is relocate these trapdoors to be 1 block above the platform. This way, spiders, skeletons, zombies can't fit through this gap, but foxes can. So now, if a fox spawns with an emerald, it's gonna walk into this hole, die, give me the emerald, bada beam, bada boom, farm emerald, emerald farm. That's how that works. We just gotta wait now. Oh! I see it! Come down, come on. Okay. Oh, you don't even need to come down. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm coming up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it... Hello? Hello? Oh my god! We got it! 1 emerald! That took forever. Anyways, now that we have 1 emerald, we can finally buy a tree. But wait a minute. Doesn't a tree cost 5 emeralds? Yes, you'd be correct. A tree does indeed cost 5 emeralds. Or rather, a sapling costs 5 emeralds. But we're not gonna get the sapling. No. We're gonna get the moss. You see, if you apply bone meal to a moss block, you get a bunch of grass, which is not that special. But also, you get an azalea. And then, by applying bone meal to an azalea, you get an azalea tree. Holy shit. We finally have access to a tree. Do you guys understand how huge this is? For the first time in my entire playthrough on Sky Blacksmith, I have access to a renewable source of blocks. Infinite blocks. I can finally expand the island. I can finally finish the mob farm. I can finally escape poverty. But first things first, let's make more trees. Now, we have trees. So, let's fix the mob farm. This mob farm, since the day it was conceived, kind of looked like it was picked straight out of the dumpster, but today, that all changes. We now have unlimited wood, which means we can finally fix this mob farm. So, cue the time lapse, I guess. Boom. Introducing the new and improved mob grinder, not from Walmart, but rather from Gucci. First off, we have a fully completed roof, meaning the insides of the mob farm is fully dark at all times, meaning mobs will spawn during the day and during the night. I also added some slabs on the floor to prevent spiders from spawning because they were clogging up the floor earlier. With these changes, the mob farm should spawn mobs a lot faster than before. So I decided to do some farming, but I quickly discovered that I was wrong. Don't get me twisted, the farm is faster than before, but it's still not fast enough. I was farming for another hour only to yield, you guessed it, 1 iron. I need 10 by the way. So, I got to thinking, what's actually making this mob farm so slow? Well, one reason is the elevation. See, hostile mobs spawn more frequently the lower you are, and they spawn less frequently the higher you are. We are pretty freaking high. So, I had an idea. If I'm able to build a mob farm at a lower elevation, it would generate mobs a lot faster, making me get my 10 iron a lot faster, right? So, I made a plan. A plan to build a second mob farm down there. Just, how do you get down there? Well, one obvious way to get down is with water, but we don't have water, so what now? Okay, I think I got something. Grab some eggs and spawn a chicken. Tie a lasso to the chicken, put the lasso on a fence gate, and send the chicken into the gulag. Now we're gonna grab a boat, push the boat onto the chicken, giving us a boat on a chicken below us. You see where I'm going with this, right? Okay. I don't know how dumb this is. But let's go for it. Oh! Wait. I did it! I'm alive! What the hell? Alright, down. No! Get me out of here! Oh my god! Get me out of here! Whoa! After doing all that, I just went down 3 blocks. Now, we just have to rinse and repeat. So, about that, our chicken is gone. This method doesn't work anymore. Back to the drawing board. Wait, I just found a way to go down with trapdoors. Let me explain. Place 2 trapdoors next to each other, one facing up and one facing down. Stand in the middle of the trapdoors, click the upper trapdoor to put you in crawling mode, then hold shift and place a block on the upper trapdoor to place a block below, making us go down 1 fucking block. The good news is that this actually works, but the bad news is it's really slow. So like, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Ta-da! A mob farm number 2. Here's a little room tour. Inside our new mob grinder, we got a platform twice the size of the old one. We got slabs on the floor to prevent spiders from spawning. And instead of 1 funnel, we have 2 funnel systems that the mobs can fall into. Now that's cool and all, but does it actually work? Hahaha, does it actually work? I don't know. But let's find out. What the fuck? Oh, I got a carrot, bruh. Ooh, sunrise is coming. What am I doing? I'm watching a sunset in Minecraft. Not touching grass. Very cool. Don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I need 3 more iron. What? The fuck? Oh my fucking god, bro! I hate this. I hate this. Oh my fucking god! I need to patch torch up the area. Ah! 5 iron! Oh my god, another iron! We need 1 more! Bro, the iron just does not drop, bro.
How much do you need?
I need 7. I need 7 to make a cauldron.
For what? Oh.
Cauldron to collect water.
Like, I somehow found one that fits. I'm like, bro.
Oh, I have 7! What
Like,
the hell? I didn't even notice.
I got 7. Yo.
Oh my god, bro, I started at 4 p.m. What is this, bro? Actually,
You've been doing it for 3 hours?
I'm actually no-lifing in my life.
Yo, time chamber. Holy fuck. Wait, why don't you make the spawn platform bigger?
It took a while, but after another 3 hours, I finally got my 7 iron. So, I turned the iron into a cauldron and I placed the cauldron down to catch rain. But wait a minute, don't you need 3 more iron to make a bucket? Yes, you'd be right. I'm still missing a bucket. But I'm not gonna go farm 3 more iron. You know why? Because my sanity is at an all-time low. I'd rather do anything else than to listen to this. But also, I have another way to get a bucket. You see, on my island, there's a wandering trader just chilling on and about on a boat. And wandering traders have a very unique quirk to them. Whenever it's nighttime, wandering traders like to drink an invisibility potion to not get slimed out in the 6. But when it's daytime, they like to drink milk to get rid of the invisibility. Now, where are they drinking milk out of? They're drinking milk from a milk bucket. Hypothetically, if I'm able to slime out the sky while it's drinking milk, then I get the milk buckets. So that's the plan. I waited for night to come, and I went to sleep. Well, it didn't drop. So I went back to the mop grinder, and finally, we have a bucket. All we gotta do now is wait for rain to come. That might take a while, so we should probably go do something else. Oh right, we need a golden apple. You see, the whole reason why I was getting emeralds in the first place was to get golden apples, but I kind of got distracted with this whole iron journey, so let's go get apples. I went back to my azalea trees and I began breaking the leaves. And then I broke some more leaves. And then I broke more leaves. Then I broke more leaves. And no apple. What the f— As it turns out, azalea trees do not drop apples. Thank you, Minecraft. You couldn't have told me this any sooner. So how do we get apples now? I'm just kidding, that joke's done. No, but it's genuinely absurd how the blacksmith chest could potentially include all the items I need for this challenge. Anyways, the only trees that drop apples are birch and oak trees, which means I need those saplings, which also means I need to trade again. But I don't have emeralds. It's time to go to the fox farm. But first, rain check! There is no rain. Okay, let's go kill foxes. Now, this was the first mob farm I built, and it doubled as a fox farm. For the time being, it did what it needed to do, like it got me 1 emerald. But we also can't ignore the facts of reality, which is, this farm was slow as shit. So I really don't want to use it again. And we also have unlimited blocks now, so we can build another farm. And so, that's what I did. I picked another location that was in the taiga biome, this time with a lower elevation, and I built another fox farm. Hey! This farm works similarly to the previous one, except rather than letting the fox wander to a block, we let it chase a chicken. But because the chicken is too high, the foxes miss and fall into this hole. This design ended up working a lot better than the previous one, because just after a little bit of waiting, I got, that's right, 8 emeralds. So, let's go trade for a sapling. I went back up to the main part of the island to visit the wandering trader, and I kind of forgot that I killed the guy. We need another trader. So, I went up to the first mob farm I built, and I checked if there was a wandering trader there. There was not. So I went up to the other mob farm I built. No, I did not. I checked the entire island for wandering traders, and unsurprisingly, there were no traders anywhere. So, how exactly were we gonna get them? Well, I was also looking at the fox farm I built, and kind of realized something. I could just repurpose this into a wandering trader farm. All I really had to do was torch up the area and expand the platform. You see, wandering traders spawn within a 48 block radius of the player, and they spawn at any light level, so adding torches would prevent hostile mobs from spawning, while allowing the wandering trader to spawn, 2 birds 1 stone. But first, I actually had to access the fox farm, which was a hassle itself. After clearing all the mobs, I spent the next few days expanding and torching up the platform. That's actually kind of scary, I can't lie. This looks like a ritual spawning ground. But after finishing, I found myself in the middle of a snowstorm, which made me realize something. The cauldron cannot collect water. Luckily, this wasn't too much of a problem for me, because I did end up finding a spot that rained, so I just ended up relocating the cauldron there. And I almost got the water. Why'd the rain stop? But the rain fucking juked me. So I went back to the wandering trader farm and built a little hut and began waiting. The first wandering trader that spawned did not have the sapling, so I did more waiting. The second wandering trader also did not have a sapling, and the next one also didn't, 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 and the next one. But eventually, I came across a guy that was willing to trade. That's right, a pale oak sapling. According to my research, pale oak trees do drop apples, so I conducted the business transaction. I took my sapling, found a random spot, and began bone mealing it. And then I kept bone mealing it. What? Turns out, to grow a pale oak tree, you need 4 saplings. And I only had 1. After a really long time of waiting, I found a trader that was willing to trade an oak sapling, so I bought it and grew myself an oak tree, which means it's beautiful. After an inexplicably long amount of days later, we finally got an apple! Oh my god! What I gotta do now is turn the apple into a golden apple with some gold. Gold can be obtained from pigs struck by lightning. So, a pigman, which means we need pigs first. I trapped an enderman into a boat, placed it next to a bunch of grass, and waited for the enderman to pick up the grass block. Then, I got rid of that guy. Bye bye! Giving us a grass block in our inventory. Oh, and also, this happened. Fuck. They don't call me the goat for nothing. Anyways, now that we had a grass block, I decided to build a farmyard over here. And then I waited. And now we have a pig. But there was only 4 pigs, and that's not enough. So... Oh damn. They went busy. To turn these pigs into pigmen, we need a lightning rod, and to make a lightning rod, we need 3 copper. The only way to get copper is to kill drowns, and the only way to get drowns is to drown zombies in water. That I still don't have. So, I wait. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up, please, fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up! Ladies and ladies, I present to you. Whoa. I emptied the cauldron, duplicated the water with some water bottles, giving us unlimited water, which means cob generator, which also means stone tool. Anyways, I built myself a little fishing pond, but no time to fish. We got zombies to drown. I went to the mob farm and placed water here, 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 here. Just kidding. I only put the water here. I waited for the zombies to drown, and sure enough, they did. So all we gotta do is farm them. Yo, second copper. Oh, third copper. I made the lightning rod and tried to put it in the pig pen. Yo, let me put this down. Oh, it is down. Now we wait for lightning. Yo, does lightning not strike there? What the fuck? I waited an entire rainstorm, and shockingly, the lightning rod attracted no lightning. That is really weird, so I did some investigating and nearly cried. Turns out, our elevation was too high for rain, meaning it was snowing the entire time here, and lightning does not strike in snow. This was just a fantastic discovery, because now I have to relocate my pig pen down. Beep, 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 beep. We got gold, which means golden apple. I want this challenge to be over already. To cure a villager, you need a golden apple and a weakness potion. The golden apple I have already, so all I'm missing is the weakness potion. Obviously you could just brew potions, but we don't have a brewing stand, so I had to go with the other option, which was a witch. So I trapped a zombie villager in one boat and trapped a witch in another boat. Then I fed the golden apple to the zombie villager, but it wasn't eating it. This is because zombie villagers first need to be weakened with the weakness potion before eating the golden apple. So I built a little platform and waited for the witch to throw a weakness potion. That's poison? And it just didn't do that. That's poison? That's poison? It just kept throwing poison at me. That's poison? Turns out the reason for this is because a player has to be in the 3-block range of the witch for it to throw a weakness potion, and I'm much further than 3 blocks away. So I built another contraption. This is that contraption. The witch goes in this hole and the zombie villager goes in this hole, and all I have to do is stand here, which is in the 3-block range. I thought maybe this was the way to get a weakness potion out of the witch, but as I began testing it, I low-key realized that this was suicidal. So as a last-ditch effort to get the weakness potion out of the witch, I literally just ran around the island, crossing my fingers. But ultimately, it didn't work either. And so, as a last-ditch effort, I decided to just hop in the boat with the witch. And surprisingly, it actually worked. And then, villager. Now we just gotta do all that one more time. Ta-da! 2 villagers. But, that's not enough. So. Oh damn. That's what I like to see. Now, we have an entire town of villagers. So, I built a villager trading hall, and then I enslaved them. Employed them. This is your salary. These are your EIs. No PTO! Here's your health insurance in case anything bad happens at work. Ooh. With my employees happier than ever, I decided it was time to move on to the next mission. And that mission was to go to the nether. So, let's make a nether portal. Small problem. To make a portal, you need 10 obsidian, and we only have 2 lava blocks. So what do we do now? Well, luckily, I was already prepared for this. When I was farming Wandering Traders, I came across a guy that sold a dripstone. As soon as I saw that offer, I knew I had to buy it. This is because dripstone, when placed underneath a block with lava on top, can actually drip lava. And if you put a cauldron below it, eventually, it catches the lava. But in order to build any of this, we need iron. And the previous method I used to get iron was horse shit. You guys know the total time it took for me to get 10 iron was 13 hours. 13 real life fucking hours. Best believe. I ain't doing that again. Instead, what I'm gonna do is build an iron golem farm. And then wait for an iron golem to spawn. The reason iron golems can even spawn here is actually pretty interesting. Let me explain. We have a bunch of villagers in this box, and we have a zombie in a boat in this box. Because of the zombie being so close, the villagers are in a constant state of panic. And if they're scared for too long, an iron golem generates. Once it generates, the iron golem is going to fall into this water funnel, which leads it to a lava block, which, you know, burns it. So all we gotta do now is wait. And now, we got iron. So, I crafted myself some iron tools and armor. Ladies and gentlemen, we got full iron. What?
Oh, I'm just chilling. Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And then, I made some cauldrons and made myself a lava production factory. By factory, I mean two slots, because I only have 2 dripstone. But as it turns out, 2 slots was all I needed, because after a little bit of waiting, a long bit of waiting, I got 10 lava blocks, which means we can make another portal. Oh my god. After all these days on the island, all these fuck-ass farms I've been building, we finally have the obsidian I was looking for from day 1. We finally have a nether portal. So, let's go to the nether. Slight issue. How do you light the portal? Normally, you just use a flint and steel, but we don't have a flint and steel. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to get flint on this island. Well, we can also try to use a lightning rod to strike lightning onto the portal. But the issue with that is, I built a nether portal in a snow area, and lightning doesn't strike in snow. And I don't have a diamond pickaxe, so I can't move the portal. Alright, looks like we have to make a new portal, so we have no choice but to wait at our lava farm again. Wait, lava. I have brain damage. Anyways, fuck this, let's go to the nether. Welcome to Cacti 7. Can you get a blaze rod while being stuck on a blacksmith house, floating in the middle of lava? Yes. You just bridge to the fortress. Anyways, after around 20 minutes of punching blazes, not even close, I got all the rods I needed. So, I went back to my island. We are so close to getting an Eye of Ender. We have the blaze rods now. All we're missing are ender pearls. So I traveled down to my mob farm to farm some endermen. Is what a loser would be doing. Do you guys know how many endermen spawn in that snot-covered forest they call a warp forest? If you think someone like me would use a contraption designed for poor people, then you'd be mistaken. I'm out this bitch. We got the ender pearls, which means we have an ender eye. The day is finally here. The day to fight the dragon. But if I go to the end looking like this, I might get my ass kicked. So like, we need better armor. Chop down a tree, turn the tree into sticks, go to the villagers, make a fletching table. Don't got flint? Well, that's what the nether is for. Gravel into flint, flint into fletching table, enslave the villager and exploit it for astronomical amounts of wealth. What the fuck are these prices? Bro thinks sticks grows on trees. Make a blast furnace around villager, trade for diamond armor. Villager level too low, trade your emeralds for shitty armor that you're never gonna use. I don't need more chainmail leggings, I don't need more chainmail leggings, I don't need any more chainmail leggings! Unlock the diamond armor. Buy diamond boots, buy diamond leggings. But wait, where's the chest plate? Where's the helmet? Looks like the villager didn't give us that. Reroll with 3 separate villagers 3 separate times just to realize that you didn't need to do all that. You just had to trade with the original guy more.
Now it gives chest plates! I should have just traded with the original villager! Oh my...
We have armor now. So, let's find the stronghold. I took one final look at my island. Over the course of 600 days, I was able to turn a blacksmith house into a little society I could call my own, and it's just so beautiful. And I'm kind of gonna break the fourth wall here, but I genuinely am so proud of how this video turned out. This journey began a year ago when I made a short talking about how you could play Skyblock on a blacksmith house and turn it into an island. But after I posted the short, I went ooga booga brain. Not only can you turn it into an island, but you can actually beat the Ender Dragon. And from that point on, I knew I had a banger idea. So I spent the next 8 months trying to cook up this video. Yeah, sure, it took 8 months because I procrastinated a lot, but I am so proud of how this video turned out. I was just geeking out watching my own video. I don't know, from the fucking camera angles to the editing, the pacing, to even the fucking shader configurations. I don't know, this video feels like an artist unleashing his inner artistry, and I don't know, that's what I felt. That's what I felt making this video. But anyways, all this work led up to this one day. The day where we beat the dragon. Oh! Why didn't it do anything? What the fuck? Thanks for watching this week's Cacti 7 video. Oh, Lee, it's finally done. It's finally done. I finally finished the video. This video I started in June 2025. And I'm finally... I don't even know what to say for this outro. I have 2 midterms tomorrow, but no. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I really tried putting all my marbles into this singular video. I actually think it's the best thing I ever made. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. On to our sponsor. This video is sponsored by nothing, because we're only at 5k subs. So if you enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button. Let's get to 10k subs. No, 100k. No, 1 million subs. Yes, let's get to 1 million subs. And also, just because I don't got a sponsor, doesn't mean I don't got a way to get money. Introducing YouTube memberships and Patreon. For the simple price of $5, you can get nothing. But for the price of only $25, you can get nothing supreme. But you know, it's just a way to support my videos. Because at the end of the day, this extra little support means the difference between me having to get a JOB and me getting to play fucking video games for a living and, you know, pursue content creation. But obviously, no pressure. But also, I really don't want to do job search. I fucking hate job search. But anyways, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching. Yo guys, rate the shirt. Okay. And also upcoming videos. Look forward to 5-player trying to beat Geometry Dash at the same time. Part 2. Yeah, part 2, baby. Yeah, that's it. Bye.